Hey guys, it's been a minute. So, wanted to jump in and talk about the Riyria series. I bought this box set from Amazon forever and ever and ever ago, and it sat on the top of the bookshelf up there for the longest time. So, each book is one, two, three, four, five, six. So, two books in one, and then a three-book series self published by Micheal J. Sullivan. I can't begin to express how great these books have been. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to bring out each book. I'm going to briefly talk about them, and then in separate videos, I'm going to talk about how much I enjoyed each one of them. These books pulled me out of a deep reading slump, and I couldn't be more grateful for just remembering how much I enjoy reading and a fantasy story that takes you on a journey and does something worthwhile and has a lot of fun. And that's what these three books did for me. Listen to them on audiobook. That's why the books are still in the package. But I will show you the books in just 1 second. Be right back. Alrighty, back again. I've got the books unwrapped out of at least the plastic. So let's start with Theft of Swords. Guess what they do? They steal some swords. One book, they steal a particular sword, gets them in some hot water, if you can believe that. A fantasy duo getting in hot water. One guy really good with swords, big buff. I personalize with him. Then there's a skinny thief type character, directly out of your D&D building mindset. They go and they hear about this sword, and they go to steal it. And it's a setup. And so then they have to fight their way back. They actually travel with the prince for a while. Wonderful, wonderful story. Kind of really digs into the world, kind of sets up. There's these gods and these interesting things. The cover art's good. And then you go to Avampartha, which is book 2. So almost exactly halfway through, we're looking at 316, the second book starts, and we are done. 649 is where the book ends. So if you're curious about terms and names, there's a big old glossary back here of terms and names. And so you've got one sword you steal, and then you steal the other sword. We meet a wizard with no hands. That's pretty interesting. Betrayal. Empire building. I mean, there's just all kinds of great stuff in this one. By the end of book 2, you're really deep in the thick of it, and you've gotten to know who the characters are. We've met most of the side characters at this point. Diving into book 3 and 4, or book 2, when you've got the big physical copy, you've got Rise of Empire. So in Rise of Empire, you have Royce and Hadrian, which are the two thieves. Royce is the thin thief, right out of the D&D character, like I said. And then Hadrian is the expert swordsman. You learn more about Hadrian's past. You learn more about Royce's past. You are really getting to know some of the side characters. You've got Arista, who is the princess who hired them way back then. You've got Prince Ulrich. He's a good dude. Myron, which is one of my favorite characters. He's got a photographic memory. He reads a book. He can then copy that book word for word and picture for picture. Really interesting character. Great to have around. A kind of a jerk dwarf. Yeah, that's how I describe him. And then, the elves are this looming threat. The church hates them. They want to kill all of them. All the half human, half elves are trying to be eradicated. They're taking them, they're kidnapping them and taking them to feed to the goblins. And so Royce and Hadrian then get on a ship, which is another one of my favorite things. So we have a whole ship journey book. That is, I believe, book 4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's book 4. So you can tell I did tons of planning before making this video, but I just really, really want to talk about it. Royce doesn't like the sea. Hadrian does fine with the sea. He becomes the ship's cook, kind of like Long John Silver. He has a kid pretty much do all the work for him. Not in like a jerk way, but like, I guess that's the way ship works. The cook is basically there to tell the cook's boy what to do, and the cook's boy does most of the work. So Hadrian has a lot of time to kind of do the backstory of finding out like what's going on, and then Royce is up because he's so dexterous with his thief skills. He's in the rigging and doing all that kind of stuff. It's just a lot of fun. They go. You really get to see the expanded part of the kingdom where, for the most part, we've been up in the north, and now they go from like middle all the way down into the south. there's this really, really cool like volcano mountain thing where the Doors have created like this weapon, and to protect the port, if they want to, they can close like a bunch of vents and shoot lava at approaching army ships. Super, super cool, and they have some stuff to do with that. The two of them are doing that, and then we get into the heir of Navron. We, as readers, know that this person is not the heir of Navron, and we know somebody else is. There's a lot of bait and switch. The church, who is supposed to be making the heir of Navron somebody, they want to kill the heir of Navron, but they don't want to tell the public that. The public thinks that the heir of Navron is great. Basically, it's a god came down, married a human woman, had a kid, and that kid's lineage had traveled on, and that meant a lot. He had got the elves, who were just wrecking humanity. They were like destroying humans. Like, basically, when the elves wanted to kill you, they just killed you. You couldn't stand up to them. And so the heir of Navron, he came in and he saved humanity. And so he's this godlike creature. The church hates him and wants to eradicate everything about him and wants to get rid of him. And so this is a story of the young girl who is called the heir of Navron, her kind of story. The video stopped recording and I lost the end of the video. So heir of Navron, about a young lady who is called the heir of Navron. There's 2 books in it as well. She's not really the heir of Navron. She knows that, and a couple other people know it, but the public don't. So she is acting as the heir of Navron, doing a really good job. Kind of rallying the people to her. And then, so what happens is, in the second part of the second book, we actually have like a quest item we have to go get. And through that quest item, you have a really cool story, basically dungeon crawling, going through, finding this quest item. All the characters from all the different books kind of get back together. We get a couple good ones from each book, and it's a ton of fun. So let me put this down. All right, so what I really want to say is, as we cut, like, there were moments in these books, because I was listening to them with earbuds in, audiobooks, while I was working or while I was doing dishes or whatever, I found myself at times, pretending I was sword fighting and laughing and crying and doing all this fun stuff. Really just a great series of books. I can't wait to dig into them more, do a book by book summary, going into some spoilers. So if you guys are excited for that, please subscribe. I know I've been gone a minute, doing, just life stuff, kind of trying to create some things. I'm working on a website for the YouTube channel, so that if you have more questions, you can go to the website and check it out.